Thank you for joining us on tonight's program. My name is Tiffany Wamboy. Our sign language interpreter for tonight is Boniface Muredi. Now, thank you for tuning into this program, and we hope that we will keep you till the end. Now, making top headlines for today, President William Ruto has called for the collaboration between the security forces led by the Kenya Defence Forces and the Ministry of Education in the reconstruction of classrooms destroyed by bandits in the volatile northern region. Now, speaking during the commissioning parade for new graduate and general service officer cadets at the Kenya Military Academy, that is KMA, in Lanet, Nakuru County, the president said this will ensure all the students affected by the lawlessness continue with learning. The president further urged the new cadet officers to endeavor to defend and protect the country against insurgencies within and without the country.
As an academy, we are confident, Your Excellency, that we are commissioning junior military leaders of solid character who will be diligent, committed, and will demonstrate physical and moral courage during execution of their duties.
We have made our commitment to end cattle rustling, banditry, and other criminal activities in every part of Kenya. I am absolutely confident that we can rely on the KDF and our security system to secure the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Kenya as mandated in the Constitution without any difficulty whatsoever. The dangerously misguided idea that people can acquire illegal arms, mobilized to commit murder, robbery, violence, and other criminal acts, and in the process displace, torment, cause suffering, and insecurity to peaceful communities must and will come to an end.
And elsewhere, a section of residents in Kisumu County took to the streets, marking the beginning of the Azimio la Umoja Coalition mass action against the Kenya Kwanza government. This comes following the lapse of the 14-day ultimatum it issued to the government of the day to address the high cost of living. ODM leader Raila Odinga called on all Kenyans to rally behind the protest against the high cost of living, among other key issues. Now, the Azimio leaders, led by Raila and Kalonzo Musyoka of the Wiper Party, called on all professionals and the business community to join the movement of defense for democracy, stating that they will begin a massive peaceful protest on the 20th of this month.
Kuja pesa kidogo na fee ni mingi, fee ni 50,000. Tunateseka kama masiude juu hatuwezi kuafford hiyo 50,000. Help inakuja 6,000 na fee nao ni 50,000. Tunateseka, hakuna pesa tunaweza pesa kidogo. Masiude wanateseka hii Kenya.
Tutaandamana mpaka siku ile Ruto ata withdraw from the state house.
Siku ya leo tulikuja hapa kama vijana. Siku ya leo tulikuja hapa kama vijana. Na chenye ilituleta hapa kama vijana ni kuleta memorandum. Tayari tushapeana memorandum kwa county commissioner na tumemwambia kwamba sisi kama wana Kisumu County tutaweka amani, lakini lazima siku zenye zinakuja mbele tutaingia katika state lodge yenye iko hapa.
Chief Justice Martha Koome has held talks with the President of the Republic of India, Draupadi Murmu, in light of this year's International Day of Women Judges celebrated today. Koome reiterated the need to advocate for more women in areas of justice, noting the importance of building a conscious movement that supports intergenerational leadership. She further celebrated all women jurists in the country and globally and affirmed her commitment to pave way for more women to occupy high positions in law and justice. consultancy firm Hofstede Insights, which entered the Kenyan market in 2022 to offer organizations coaching packages on culture and human capital, is now seeking more partnerships. The consultancy firm, renowned for its research and data-driven approach in the fields of strategy and culture, has met Hope Media leadership, led by the head of media, Dismas Makanda, in an effort to spread its partnership efforts ahead of the firm's upcoming coaching and certification programs this year. Now, the firm, which is led by Group Chief Executive Officer Egbert Schramm, Managing Partner Dr. Okechuku Okere, and Associate Partner Sanyongeta Kulkarni, already partnered with Priority Activator Consulting to help East Africa's corporate institutions maximize their performance.
We are happy to consult. We are happy to engage any other organization that is operating within Kenya and the region to support them, align their culture with strategy, and of course have mutual discussions where we can see them move from where they are now and where they need to be by finding what their optimal culture is. And this we do using our model.
Hofstede model, the unique model of Hofstede, which makes culture be able to be measured, and thus after being measured, then it can be managed. With that kind of model, we feel that we can come in, get to organizations and bring transformation, begin to change culture to make organizations meet their strategy or goals.
And we have been discussing as well with different organizations in Kenya, public institutions and private institutions, including CITAM and Hope Media, helping them to understand better how we can enable their leadership to build that kind of culture that they need in order to succeed. And we also help organizations that have people from different parts of the world, or people who organizations that send people to different parts of the world, to empower their staff to be better at collaborating with people from different cultures. In Kenya, we are going to be having, for the very first time in Kenya, in fact, for the very first time in East Africa, a certification course in June. And that certification course in June is going to help professionals, including consultants, including people within organizations that manage human resources, that also manage functions like strategy or operations.
All right, and let's take a short break here on the news highlights, and we will be back with these and more updates. Please do stay tuned.
Make sure it is very straight and clean.
Just remember to join us every Saturday with me, your host, Tamika Arnett.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now, Manyata Member of Parliament John Gitonga Mukunji has called for the adoption of the one-man, one-shilling method of revenue distribution, saying the move will allow counties with larger populations to receive sufficient funds for county projects. Addressing residents in the area, the ward representative decried the imbalance of revenue allocation, which he says inconveniences county governments. Gitonga further announced plans to propose the bill in Parliament to pave way for fair revenue distribution. Kenya's system of devolution currently allows county governments to oversee budgetary policies and make decisions deemed fit for their relevant local communities.
Manyata constituency saa hii iko na 20,000 kids katika shule zetu. Ati alafu tunaambiwa shikeni pesa the same. Hiyo ni mnaitikia ama mnakataa? Mnaitikia ama mtakataa? Mimi nimesema na nimeanza kutayarisha bill ya kuleta kitu naita one man one shilling. Kama Manyata hakuna haja ya kujulikana tuko na land kiwango gani. Wata tujulikane sisi ni watu wangapi. Sawa sawa? Mimi napewa 151 million, lakini hapa chini kuna mtu ako na ward 3 anapewa the same amount of money. Hiyo ni unfair, na kama kuna mahali tulichengwa kama watu wa Mount Kenya ni mahali ya kugawa rasilimali ya serikali.
Alright, and in our business news for today, Zetech University has entered a partnership with the Water Services Providers Association, dubbed WASPA, to promote innovation, research and best practices for the provision of efficient and sustainable water and sanitation services. According to the WASPA Chief Executive Officer Anthony Ambugo, the partnership promotes Sustainable Development Goal number 6, which advocates for availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all by the year 2030. At the same time, Zetech University's Vice Chancellor, Professor Njenga Munene, stated that the move will promote the institution as a center of information. The partnership will focus on climate change and sustainability through innovation, research on water and sanitation services, corporate training in human resource management, leadership and governance.
In our areas of operation, we have realized it is important to link industry and academia, and that is why we are here today. Of course, we have numerous challenges with our water service providers. You realize we are losing 45% of the product that we produce, which is water. So it calls for innovation. This is a very important area, because when you are talking of a higher institution of learning, this is where you have new thinking, new ideas. There'll be research and development, there'll be capacity building, and these are areas that our members require. You require a new skill set, and I think our collaboration today in areas of training, in areas of research, capacity building, innovations on how to make the services better. As we are speaking now, there are two issues that are affecting the world. We are not away from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, and climate change is a very, very big issue. Now, water as a resource is also becoming a challenge, and we are also categorized as a water-scarce and stressed country. So we believe through collaboration, through research, we will find new ways of addressing this challenge in the dealing with the effects of climate change, ensuring that we build resilience, we also adapt and mitigate the effects of climate change.
All right, and in a sports arena for today, KCB RFC are optimistic that they will reclaim the lost glory when they lock horns with Kakamega-based side Cabras Sugar in the 2022-2023 Kenya Cup final at the Kakamega Showground on Saturday afternoon. KCB finished the regular season second on the log standings, garnering 51 points as Cabras topped the table, owning the rights to host the Kenya Cup final.
are very cautious as we approach the game, owing to the fact we lost to them last time. But a final is a different ball game from regular game in the season. So all systems are set, all guns will be firing. There's no holding back as we go to this game. Everyone in the team is ready to go. Everyone is raring to go. This is the most enviable squad to be picked. The people who didn't make the team are also feeling downcast. But at the same time, we are excited that both of our teams are in the finals. So our ESS side is equal to the task to even play in the Kenya Cup. We even say it's better than many of these Kenya Cup sides in our obviously unbiased opinions.
Final against between KCB and Kabras. That's a tough game. And I hope fans will be out in large numbers to watch that game. And to me, I wish all the best to KCB because I believe that this time they will win it and they will beat Kabras down.
All right, the controversy over the use of tea plucking machines continues in Kericho County as several leaders recently have openly opposed mechanization of the sector, saying it has led to job losses. But while this is a concern to many, tea plantation owners are now seeking to cut costs and improve efficiency through mechanization of the tea plucking, a move that thousands of workers at tea estates say has cost them their jobs. Our reporter Dolly Murigi Mbuvi was in Kericho County and interacted with quite a number of workers who have been affected. And as we take a look at that feature, we'll be back on the other side with Friday Frenzy. But for now, here's a feature on the same.
Kenya is the world's biggest exporter of black tea, and Kericho County is a key leading tea producing area. Until quite recently, the tea estate relied on manual laborers who would pluck the tea leaves as workers had done for almost a century. But these days, there are fewer workers, replaced in large part by plucking machines. Each machine is operated by 2 workers and can harvest hundreds of kilograms of tea leaves within a short period of time. Tea companies estimate that labor costs account for up to 50% of the total production cost in tea farming. Hence, the justification to shift to the mechanization of tea plucking as an attempt to remain globally competitive. As a result, tens of thousands of cashew workers have lost their jobs. Single-person small charging electric tea picking machines have been recently used, although not many employed in the farm are like in the past. In this farm, 2 to 4 farmers can be seen harvesting using small electric machines. Here is Faith Siale, a mother of 5. She had worked at the Kerenga tea farm for a decade and was among the thousands of hand tea pickers who lost their jobs.
Sasa hiyo machine naomba serikali atutoe hiyo machine. Juu imetusumbua, imechukua sekta yote. Sasa tumesimamishwa kazi. Ikiondolewa hiyo machine tutapata kazi.
Since women were the majority in the tea farms, they were greatly affected. However, job losses happened across genders. Andre Sang, aged 73, had for decades worked at Unilever Tea Farm. Though he retired before the farm mechanization, it pains him that his 2 sons lost their jobs in the process.
Watoto wamerudi nyumbani, tuko nao nyumbani na hakuna chochote. So nilikuwa na himiza na nilikuwa naomba wenye wako na uwezo kwa estate na hata wenye watu wa siasa watusaidie, warudishe hiyo kazi ifanywe na watoto, alafu watoto wetu waendelee kusoma na sisi tukiwa wazazi ambao hatujiwezi, hao watoto watakuja kutusaidia nyumbani. It's very unfortunate vile hii machine zilikuja, I don't know. Mimi siwezi kujua vile hii machines ilikuja kuingia kwa estate because we are not consulted.
Alan Ngeno's parent worked as tea pickers at James Finley's tea farm, and after the loss of the jobs, he can no longer continue with his education due to lack of school fees. He's now surviving on many jobs.
Tukatai maneno ya technology, lakini ukiangalia technology, yenyewe hiyo machine, ukiangalia hiyo machine inachuna chai shamba kubwa in a time. In one time inachuna almost sema eka ngapi. Ni kubwa. Lakini kuna hii machine kai ya kuvuruta kwa chai. Hiyo inaleta employment kwa sababu kuna mwenye ameibeba anaichuna na kuna mwenye anakuja anaitoa kwa shamba anaipeleka. Hiyo ni technology pia na tukatai. Hiyo tumewasaidia wame-enhance technology yao na wametusaidia pia wametupea job opportunities. Jumtukaa mimi yenyewe mimi nimelelewa tangu 2002 nimekuwa Finlays. Hadi juzi tumetoka. Mzazi alikuwa Finlays akakosa kazi kwa sababu ya mashini kafika.
However, the former tea pickers are not only the ones affected. Business people who relied on the tea pickers in the farms are counting losses.
Hii kazi yangu zamani ilikuwa mzuri kwa vile watu walikuwa hapa estate, ilikuwa inanisaidia kuniletea kazi. Sasa vile mashini ilikuja kazi ikarudi chini. Ilikuwa inanisaidia kusomesha watoto. Ilikuwa mimi napata kazi mzuri. Kutengeneza hadi 2,000 kwa siku saa hii ni ngumu sana hata 100.
Nafanya biashara ya grocery na ninauza makaa Jericho. Lakini biashara imeenda chini sana sababu customers tulikuwa tunategemea customers wa kampuni, lakini venye mashine ilifika customers wamepungua, wanaajiri watu wachache. So saa hii biashara ni mdogo sababu watu ni wachache.
One handheld tea harvesting machine operated by 2 people does work that can be done by 25 workers, and one self-propelled harvester takes the place of 100 tea pickers, with the issue going on for over the past 15 years. In terms of capacity, one machine can pluck 400 kilograms of tea a day compared to just 45 kilograms by a human laborer. With this, the farms have always defended the tea plucking machines, saying it would reduce the cost of production and enable them to remain afloat in the competitive global tea market. Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union KPAW Branch Secretary Dixon Sang pointed out that the tea harvesting machine were deployed by the multinational tea farms in 2010, and since then it has impacted the economy in Kericho and especially led to the job losses.
Plantation farms have been mahali pa hao mama waende wajitafutie maisha na kujificha kule. Machines ilipokuja imeforce hao wametoka nje. Sasa huku nje, what is happening now outside here is that the plantation these people now, because wana namna mahali pa kwenda, wameresort to wengine wanakuja fanya kazi ya sexual work hapa town ili angalau wapate kitu ili waweze kuwasomesha watoto wao. Jambo lingine pia ambapo imekuwa challenge hapa ni the fact that mashule zimefungwa. Walimu pia wamekosa kazi. Hizo mashule pia zimekuwa wasted pale because government ilikuwa imeweka resources kwa hizo mashule. But for now unapata ya kwamba mashule zinalala, hakuna kitu inafanyika kule.
However, the union has for the longest time made attempts to negotiate with the multinationals to settle the stalemate, with the efforts bearing no fruits.
Tumeweka attempts mingi, mara mingi sana tumejaribu sana kunegotiate na multinationals. We have been requesting them wakubali to incorporate the CBA, this mechanization operations kwa CBA, kwa collective bargaining agreement yetu yenye tumesign, huwa tunasign na the employer. But you find that for some reasons these multinationals wanakataa. We are even hata tumewaambia waje tukubali rates yenye the applicable rates yenye wenyewe wanatumia kwa shamba pale, lakini unapata kwamba still bado wanakataa. You fail to understand what is happening because for one, wakituruhusu the operations and mechanizations weka kwa CBA, we will be in a position now to negotiate and defend the terms and conditions ya mfanyakazi mwenye anafanya kazi pale, because now ukipata ya kwamba the unplugging, when we had unplugging, we used to negotiate for their terms, but for now for mechanical harvesting decisions za rates ama task ya mfanyakazi now strictly depend on the decision, unilateral decision by members of management. Mfanyakazi leo anaweza ambiwa hii shamba ni mzuri, leo tunachuma chai kilo 1,000 kidogo, manager akienda mwingine akirudi anasema hapana, the junior manager ameona hii pesa, hii chai iko na nini mingi, so tuache hiyo, let's do 2,000 kilos. So unapata ya kwamba at the end of the day mfanyakazi anaumia.
Kericho County Governor Eric Mutai disclosed that talks are ongoing concerning the mechanization issues at the tea farms with a view of arriving at an amicable solution for all the parties. He says he will also engage with the multinational companies for a win-win solution to the disputes.
We encourage dialogue because we realize that we need these jobs badly for our people, and we are saying that cede in some positions. Let's have a formula which is a win-win, where the community feels like they are winning from you, while at the same time we are protecting our businesses. So it's just a rally that I've been pushing, that we have so many peasantry that they were sacked from this tea estate, and you cannot imagine the families that were broken because people were sacked unceremoniously, and you have so many single women in town here that had nowhere to go because their husbands were forced to leave unceremoniously and they had no houses at homes. You can imagine the children were just left unattended like that.
Also commenting on the much hype investigation by the BBC, which revealed sexual abuse on British-owned tea farms in the county, the governor condemned the sexual harassment that women were subjected to in efforts to secure the jobs.
Rape in our modern and our space of time is worse than a civil war because each time we rape a woman, we attack the faith of that woman. We attack the core foundation of dignity in our womanhood, and it is something that I came out strongly. I'm happy the police are up on this, and the DPP himself has ordered investigation the same, and I know the culprits will be brought to book. We also need to move away from this thing in the society, that each time people do mistakes, we try to cover it up and try to pamper it, because we've taken a woman that when a woman is just raped, it is just that an everyday event, and you can go home, you're not smiling. You can imagine the pain that goes through the husband mind, the children, and the dignity of the woman will be attacked to the core, and her life will never be the same again in generations to come.
Despite the numerous protests against the mechanization of the tea farms, the tea workers are yet to see any positive feedback as the Kenyan court allowed the tea farms to use the tea picking machines. Dolly Mawigimbovi for Hope TV from Kericho County.